Welcome to the Alexander City Chamber of Commerce State of the Lake video series. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we had to shift gears, and instead of having an in-person event, we decided to do a three-part video series focused on some topics regarding Lake Martin. We are excited to be here today at the Russell Marine Boating and Outdoor Center right here in the heart of Alexander City on beautiful Highway 280, this great facility. We're going to step inside and speak with the president of Russell Marine, Dave Commander, as well as the manager of this beautiful facility, Alan Cuz. But before we do that, we did want to thank our sponsors for allowing us to put on this video series for the State of the Lake. We'd like to recognize the presenting sponsor for the State of the Lake video series, Russell Lands on Lake Martin. We'd also like to recognize our gold sponsors, Lake Martin Area Association of Realtors, as well as our good friends Larry Speaks and Associates. We also have some silver sponsors who help us make this event possible: the LMRA, the Lake Martin Resource Association, as well as our good friends over at On-Site Boat Care and Steve Robinson, County Commissioner, District 2. And of course, we'd like to recognize the support that Towboat USA on Lake Martin provides, as well as Valley Bank. Now, if you would, step inside with us as we go inside the Russell Marine Boating and Outdoor Center. Welcome into the Russell Marine Boating and Outdoor Store. I'm Ed Kalari, president of the Alexander City Chamber of Commerce. Appreciate you joining us for the State of the Lake video series. I am honored to be joined by president of Russell Marine, Mr. Dave Commander. Thank you for joining us.
Glad to.
We wanted to let folks get an update on all things boating, boat sales, just to get an idea how the market is moving. And if you would, just kind of share with us, what have things been like over the past 6-12 months in the world of marine and boat and outdoor sales?
The word I use most often is unbelievable. This has been an unbelievable year. And I say unbelievable because back in March, we were looking at stock market going down. We were looking at boat sales. Hey, what are we going to do? Some of the boat manufacturers were shutting down and also some of the states were closing down. And we were even closed down for 2 or 3 weeks there. We weren't letting any people. So what are we going to do? Do we need to lower prices? Do we need to cancel boat orders? But just the opposite happened. It's been unbelievable because we sold more boats this past year than we've ever sold. Wow. There's a lot of reasons. One is, what a better place to social distance yourself than Lake Martin. Lake Martin it's outside for one thing, and they say the best place to social distance yourself or be with people is outside better than inside. Look at what's happened to interest rates. Interest rates have come down, so that's helped boating. Which we didn't expect that. Of course, the stock market came back up. That helped us. Gas prices are actually $1 lower than same time last year, so that helped. Okay. So that's good for Lake Martin. A lot of people that had all this disposable income were planning on going to Disney World or to Europe or some other place. Guess what? They did not go. So they came here to Lake Martin and spent their money and bought boats. So that was good. Also, we found out there were more first-time boat owners, 33% more first-time boat owners entering the market than we've ever had before, which was great. So it's been a good year. You got to say that, boating is a fun and safe way to be with the family, enjoy the family during a pandemic. Right. And it's worked out real good for us. We actually saw a 40% increase in our boat sales this year. That's over a double-digit increase that we had the year before. So a great year, and it's not only been for us, but all the people on Lake Martin. All the dealers in Alabama have had a really good year.
When we talk about kind of unique trends that you guys are seeing in regards to boat sales, you mentioned first-time buyers. How about specific to boats? Is pontoons more favorable? Is it boats like this beautiful Natique that we're sitting in, fishing boats? Are you guys seeing any disparity or differences in the kind of boats that people are interested in?
There are trends. So one thing is pontoons have become very popular. They're so versatile now. Right. You can do a lot of things on them. You can ski behind them if you want to. You can walk around in them. The inboards have been very popular. Every one of those have seen double-digit increases in the last 2 years. Overall, boating has seen double-digit increases throughout all lines. Those are the kind of trends we're seeing.
What kind of challenges are you guys facing when you talk about from an inventory standpoint? Is there a backlog? Is there waiting lists? Are there challenges in getting new inventory in?
For all boat dealers, that is a challenge because not only did we have over demand because of this disposable income.
Yeah.
But a lot of the manufacturers were shut down for 2 months. So we're having a hard time getting nautiques, we're having a hard time getting pontoon boats. The other issue is parts. The demand for service is greater than it's ever been. When you can't get parts, you can't repair. So the next thing, the boat's sitting on a lot for 2 and 3 and 4 weeks, and people don't understand that because they want to get out in the water.
Yeah. Last question for you. We're sitting inside this beautiful new facility. How did this come about? What role did you kind of play behind it? And what are the origins of this facility becoming a great addition to Alexander City?
It's an interesting story there. Exactly almost 2 years ago, my wife and I were sitting right out there on the soccer field with our grandson, and we were talking about it. We were looking at it and we were saying, good grief, look at this building, it's horrible. I mean, it looks like a war zone. It literally looked like a war zone with concrete everywhere, weeds everywhere, windows, what windows they did have. I mean, everything looked terrible. And I said, that's a great facility. I used to come here. I used to work for Russell 25 years ago, and I was here when it first opened, and it was something we were very proud of. And it's a lot of room in there. Wouldn't it be nice? We were looking for room. We were looking for storage because we needed a new rigging facility to make room for storage at the Ridge Marina. We needed some room for our boats. I said, I wish we could have this, but there's just no way. Well, just so happened it was for sale. Decent price, and with the help of my boss, Tom Lamert and David Sturber, they completely backed it. They're the CEO and COO of Russell Lands.
Right.
And they said, let's look at it. And we were able to get help from the city and the state and the county. So we were able to make it make sense financially. And we also wanted to do it right. So now it's a great facility, great place to go to, and it's really done a lot better. And we got a good manager in Alan Cutts, ex-Russell Corporation employee that's been overseeing that.
Now, I think you hit the nail on the head. One of the big things is bringing all these boat sales within now Alex City's city limits. So that revenue now goes back to the city. To me, that was a great partnership. And seeing an old building, like you mentioned, one that was in complete disarray, and now it's kind of a sparkling light to greet folks as they come into Alexander City. So I tip my cap to you and your team for a great job and for your investment in our community. So.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. This is Mr. Dave Commander, President of Russell Marine. We'll be back with more on the State of the Lake series when we sit down with Alan Cutts here in the beautiful facility in Alexander City. Welcome back to the Alexander City Chamber of Commerce State of the Lake video series. I'm Ed Kalari, President and CEO of the Alexander City Chamber of Commerce. We are in this wonderful, beautiful new facility here right along Highway 280 in Alexander City, the Russell Marine Boating and Outdoor Center, and I'm honored to be joined by the manager of this wonderful store, Mr. Alan Cutts. Appreciate your time today, Alan.
Thank you.
Good to have you on board in this new facility. Good to be here. Kind of give us an overview of all the wonderful things that you guys have to offer in here.
Sure. When we built this thing, it was primarily for pre-owned boats, which we have 55,000 square feet in the back of our main showroom that's dedicated to all our pre-owned boat inventory. But in our front part of our showroom is kind of our showcase for all of our new brands. In fact, we actually have it divided into zones. We've got a play zone, we've got a surf zone, we've got a pontoon zone, and we've got a fishing zone. So each kind of our brands kind of fit into one of those categories. So when a customer comes in, if they're looking for just something to play, we can show them all the different boats that we have that just for play on the water, or if you're specifically coming in, you want to wakeboard, you want to surf, we can take those customers into that zone and show them all those boats that are specifically designed for that. And then the same thing with pontoons and fishing. But we've had great traffic flow, starting to slow down a little bit now that we've kind of hit September.
Yeah.
But during and we tried to keep a little bit of records on traffic counts. We were up into 300 and 400 people a day on the weekends coming through. And then that settles back down to roughly 100 people during the week, and now we're down to about 50 to 35 people a day coming through.
Okay. Is this new facility allowed you guys to showcase maybe some new lines of boats that you had that maybe we didn't have in the past?
Yeah, there was a couple things. As far as boats, we were able to get into the bass business, or we tried to dabble into the bass business a little bit. In fact, I'll put a plug in for Russell Marine's going to have two tournaments, bass fishing tournaments, featuring our Bass Cat boats. We're going to do one in December, and then we're doing another one in April right here on Lake Martin. So another new product that we brought to the store and part of the outdoors part of Russell Marine was Can-Ams. So far those sales have been great, and we're not even into hunting season, just people wanting to get out either on land or just get out and drive somewhere.
We talked about with the origins of this facility, kind of a combination of a place to sell boats obviously and display a lot of the outdoor equipment and whatnot. But also there's a rigging component that goes along with what's done here in this facility. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Sure. One of the things that justified us moving into town was moving the rigging operation out of the ridge so that it could free that up for additional storage customers. But below here, we actually have 75,000 square feet. Probably 15 of that's dedicated to just rigging bays. We've got 7 rigging bays down there. So when we purchase boats, we get a boat and then we get the motor separately and we join them together, and that's called the rigging process.
Okay.
When we put it together, or we put towers on or bimini tops on boats, we get the boat fit for the water. We actually build a 20 by 50 swimming pool in the back that we actually take these boats, we drop them in the water, we run them there, tie them off, run them to make sure everything's good, fill them up with gas, and then we'll send them to the marinas for their showrooms. We also have an internal service department here. So as we're selling boats, we're also servicing these boats. And downstairs, we've got a couple bays carved out for our retail service department. We'll have a photo booth, basically, where we'll be able to roll a boat in, take the pictures of it, get that boat dropped online with pricing. That'll help us standardize the same photos. You'll be able to see the same photos of every boat that we have, both new and used, once we get our photo booth up and running.
Yeah. What are some other kind of fun things people might encounter in this building when they come visit you? Any other unique areas or things of interest, whether they're already in place now or things that maybe you guys are planning for in the future?
We actually have a sales area. As a customer comes in and we walk through the floor with them and they get ready to go, it's actually a sales/design area. So if a customer likes this pontoon boat but you want a different color, we can walk you over to a sales area. We've got computers over there where we can set up and basically design the boat for you. We can match the colors that you want on the interior as well as the exterior, get all that put together, then work up a price and say, here's what the price of this boat is, colored like you want it. Of course, other products, we've picked up kayaks. Obviously, we've got a whole line of apparel. Billy Bong is one of our lines on the apparel. We do a lot of t-shirts, shorts. We picked up some fishing brands this year in hook and tackle that have been well received and had great sell-throughs on those. And then, of course, all your accessories, Yetis and coolers, as well as all the Yeti accessories go with it.
Everything that goes along making for a good day on the lake.
That's right.
We've hit on kind of the fishing boats and the pontoons and so forth. You guys seeing a high demand for things like Sea-Doos and the jet skis, the smaller scale?
Sea-Doos have been crazy. And I think when people started getting back on the water, that was kind of the first thing that went. You know, it's a lower price point boat. The last set of Sea-Doos I sold actually was in May. We haven't had a new Sea-Doo since May and aren't projected to get a new Sea-Doo until November. Wow. So that's kind of been the backlog that COVID created. And even then, I think we're on an allocation system with them that we're probably not going to get what we originally ordered, as is everybody else, because there's such a demand. Until their production catches up, we're probably going to be on an allocation system. And that's probably been the hardest thing with people coming in and wanting a specific boat, is that there's lead times with them now, and it's double and triple what the normal lead times are. Yeah. And so trying to get customers to be patient with us when ordering a new boat's tough.
Last question for you. With this facility here, and then as well as all the other Russell Marines, surrounding Lake Martin, kind of how is this kind of the center point? How are those all working together? How does this help benefit some of those other facilities that y'all operate?
We've kind of designed this facility to be the headquarters for the Marina division, for Russell Marine. So yeah, all the new boats are coming in here, and then once we get them rigged, we'll send them out to the other 5 marinas. We try to keep everybody full, try to keep their showrooms full. But at the end of the day, and in the off season where we do the majority of our training, we'll come here now and we'll host all the training in a training room here that gets us updated on all the new lines and new products that'll be coming out for 2021 to kind of get us ready to roll into next year.
Nice. Well, we look forward to it. We appreciate your time. Again, this is Mr. Alan Cutts. He's the manager of the Russell Marine Boating and Outdoor Center here in Alex City. Just opened up earlier this spring. If you haven't been in this facility, please come check it out. It's beautiful, a wonderful addition to our community. And we appreciate all those for tuning in and joining us on the Alexander City Chamber of Commerce State of the Lake video series. We'll be back with more. Thanks.